Hello, I'm artist and instructor Kathleen Reitz, and welcome to my channel. I was inspired by the first signs of spring in my backyard today, so I decided that I was going to paint a springtime floral bouquet for you. And right now I'm just toning my canvas. I have kind of a pretty turquoise color by Golden brand, and I have parchment, and I mix those colors for the background. And now I'm coming in with my Catalyst Silicone Wedge, and I am starting to make my first marks of greenery on my painting. I will list the paint colors that I use, the mediums that I use, and the tools that I use in the description box under my video. Now I'm going in with a blending brush and I'm going to soften some of this greenery so it doesn't look so hard-edged on my painting. And this just sets a really nice background for the floral portion of my painting that's going to sit on top of this greenery here. And there's a lot of clouds moving through the sky right now, so my camera keeps trying to readjust and it's going from warm to cool to warm to cool, so my apologies for that. Sometimes that happens when the light keeps changing. So here I'm going back in with my Catalyst Silicone Wedge and I'm adding more greenery. And I like the fact that I'm doing this over that blended background. And now I'm coming in with a little bit of parchment and I'm just gonna lighten the background a little bit here. So now I have another silicone tool, and this is called a shaper. And these silicone tools come in all different shapes. I like this one as opposed to the wedge sometimes, just so I can get some different shapes and details. I also figured it was a good time to add some deeper values to my painting. And now I'm using another blending brush to apply some blue paint to my bouquet. And going over that with a little bit of white. And here you can see I'm starting to add a sense of depth. This blending brush is sometimes called a mop brush, and I like using it because I get some really interesting textures with the bristles. It creates really nice, soft floral shapes. Now I'm coming back in with my silicone wedge and I'm going to start building in some color to this bouquet. I'm using a mix of quinacridone magenta and cadmium yellow medium. I love the warmth that cadmium yellow medium adds to my flowers. My process is all about adding lots of layers. I like to add details to my painting, and then I soften some of those details, and then I build more details back in. And this process is just all about layering, and I feel like that is one thing that gives my paintings a very ethereal effect. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. This color that I'm using here is a little bit of ultramarine blue mixed with my quinacridone magenta and quite a bit of white. Now I'm going to start layering in pure titanium white. I'm often asked if I allow my layers to dry before I apply layers on top of my painting, and the answer to that is not usually. At this point, I've been painting for so long that I know how to control my paint so that my paint colors don't all mix together and appear muddy. And I guess you could say that this has just really become a very intuitive process for me. So now look how nice these white petals stand out against the colors underneath. It gives my painting a lot of dimension, and it looks like clusters of beautiful petals. And of course, I'm going around my painting and softening and blending some of my edges. And now I'm adding some details back in over those blended areas. It's important to save the tiny details for the end. So now I'm just going around and adding some little flecks of dark paint, and this, I suppose you could say, it kind of signifies the center or the stamen of some of my flowers. If you've enjoyed watching me use the Catalyst Silicone Wedge, I have good news for you. I will be designing an online art course this spring, and in the course I will teach all of my techniques and go much more in depth on how I use a silicone wedge to complete a painting from start to finish. You'll get to see my palette as I mix colors and as I switch from one tool to the next in order to create beautiful floral paintings. So if you would like to make sure that you keep up to date on information as I begin to create the course and then launch the course, be sure to sign up for my newsletter, and I will put the link to my newsletter in the description box underneath this video. And now I'm using the edge of my wedge to add in some stems and leaves to my bouquet. And while I really like that turquoise background, I felt that my painting could use a little bit of warmth, so I decided to add a little bit of yellow to the turquoise, and now I am just bringing some of that color into the background to warm it up a bit. And here I am using my paintbrush with a little bit of titanium white, and I'm just adding my final details. So here is my finished painting. After I got done painting yesterday, I let it dry and gave myself a chance to just kind of really take inventory on the painting and see if it needed anything. So then I came back today and I did add a little bit of warmth to it. I added some small details of yellows and peach tones, and I'm going to bring this closer so you can take a look at it. And I decided to go with yellows and peaches because I thought they were a nice complement to the purples in this painting. And one way to really wake up a painting and give it energy is to use complementary colors. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's demo, and I thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and happy painting.